get support through an educational health and care plan, which is drawn up by the local council. National guidelines say a final plan should be issued no more than 20 weeks after an assessment has been done. But last year, Dorset and Hampshire regularly failed to issue these plans on time. In fact, they were two of the worst performing councils in the country for it. In tonight's Out to Date, we'll hear from two families who say the system is frustrating and that their children's education has been severely disrupted. Lawrence Herdman has this report.
There we go.
Bringing up a child with special educational needs can present many challenges. Perhaps the least expected, though, is the hurdle to secure a support plan funded by the local authority. 8-year-old Eddie from Wool in Dorset has cerebral palsy. He needs help with his learning and development problems. But mum Rachel is challenging the support agreed by the council. The deadline for the plan went to the wire, but Rachel feels it was rushed and inaccurate.
It's been very frustrating. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. I don't feel that I get listened to. It's just an ongoing fight, an ongoing battle.
Figures from the Department for Education show Dorset struggles to finalise care plans within the target of 20 weeks. Fewer than 2% met that target last year, the second worst in the country. Hampshire was the third worst, completing fewer than 5% of plans in that time.
3 years ago, changes to the law gave greater protection to vulnerable children by overhauling the special educational needs system. But it seems some local authorities like Dorset and Hampshire are struggling to cope with demand. It's left parents angry, frustrated, and in some cases, even desperate.
That's the key words for respiration, isn't it?
13-year-old Joshua has a form of autism and was born prematurely. He's failed to settle at 3 different schools. Mum Cindy from Weymouth is now homeschooling after an 8-year fight just to get her son's needs assessed.
He has got mental issues and he's got physical issues, and that puts a whole lot more of a strain on me for having the extra fight on me every single day, because the system tries to fit every person, every human being into a box and label them. Just doesn't work for everybody.
No.
Dorset County Council and Hampshire County Council both say the situation is not acceptable. Both are working towards making improvements. The Department for Education says it's invested more than £220 million of additional funding over 4 years and is closely tracking council progress and working with them to ensure they undertake quality and timely assessments. Lawrence Herdman for BBC South Today.
Well, earlier I spoke to Councillor Deborah Craney, Dorset County Council's Cabinet Member for Learning, Skills and Children's Safeguarding. She began by explaining how things had got to this stage.
So 2 things have happened. First of all, there's been a change in the policies. So we have, rather than having a statement for education, we now have quite a complex education and healthcare plan, but also the age range of the young people has increased as well. So we're going up to the age of 25. So we've got a large number of children coming through with social, educational and emotional needs, but also that age range has increased up to 25. So all of those factors together have meant a huge increase in work for our staff, but also across healthcare professionals and practitioners as well. So what we have to do and what we're doing is making sure that we put an improvement plan in place, and that is actually happening at the moment.
Places like Portsmouth have achieved their targets, 98% of their targets in that time. Many people watching tonight want to know why Dorset can't.
Okay, well Dorset can and it will, because we have an improvement plan in place, and I can only speak for Dorset because I know that what we have seen is an unprecedented surge in demand in this area, and we're working with our educational providers, with our health and social care providers across the piece with an improvement plan, and one of the key factors that we've employed here are educational psychologists. They are absolute key in getting those initial assessments sorted out first of all, and then coming into what we call the SEN panel. So that is a panel of practitioners who then assess the needs of each child and build the plan from there.
Lots of parents have said that they feel let down. What advice, what reassurances can you give them, and more importantly the children watching tonight, that they'll get the help and reassurance that they need, and when will they get it?
Well, as a county councillor, I can assure you that I am working very closely with the improvement team across the county to make sure that we make these improvements and that the service that we offer is of a very good standard. And that's happening now, beginning to see the curve turning, and I'm hoping to see some really good improvements over the next few weeks. We're working very closely with our parents and our carers as well in this area. They're part of the improvement board, and they're a really important part, because one of the things that we've taken really seriously is the feedback that we're getting through the surveys that have happened, and obviously on the ground as well. So that work is happening, and we're working very closely with our parents and our carers to make sure that we're getting it right.
Okay, Deborah Croney from Dorset County Council, thank you for your time this evening.
What a load of bull.